Yeah, I know. We'll do that. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for coming. It's the Hotline Show. Today is August 11th, 2024. It's the 23rd show that we've done. Can you believe it? Numbers keep just going up, up. On today's show, we've got a call from my dad. We've got a call about repetition. Peter from Germany. Now, if you don't know, you can call the number in the description below. Leave a message, ask a question. It can be about anything. Photography mostly, but sometimes we talk about other things like what food is good. Now, I know what you're thinking. Where was that intro? Great question. We're going to do it, but look at it outside. It's raining, it's foggy, windy, there's a storm blowing through. We're going to do the whole show outside. So let's go, packing it up. Let's take it outside. I'll see you in a minute. Okay. I think we're all right for now. Huge cell of the storm just blew through. But we're in a patch. Let's see, let's take the first caller.
Hey, no, it's Dad. First, let me just start off by saying how incredibly wonderful your videos are. The last one about the vacation and the staycation, and just how amazing the shots of your area are, and also those shots of Hawaii. The videos of Hawaii were just beautiful. So kudos to you. But here's something else, with all the stuff that you've done, and I know how you think and the kinds of things we talk to each other about. You never bring up political subjects at all. I think it might be good to do. I don't know if you agree, but it would be really great to have a political discussion, especially with what's happening now coming into the presidential election cycle. So I'd love to hear some of that if it's possible, if you're willing to do that and start a conversation. I don't know exactly how you would do that, but it would really be great. So what do you think about that? Okay. Love you. Love what you're doing. Keep it up. Bye.
Dad, thank you for that call. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy what I'm making. Really means a lot to me to know that you're proud. Honestly, what else matters? Who cares what anyone else thinks? If you like it, that's success. Now, the politics stuff, yeah. I mean, I love politics. I love thinking about it. I love paying attention to it. I love hearing about it, the drama, the policy. I actually like policy. I think politics is important. And basically, it's kind of like a hobby of mine to follow what's going on. I know the characters. I can recognize the faces. I know their names. But when it comes to talking about politics and mixing it with what I do, at least what I have done up until this point, I feel like it's a little tricky. I'm just going to cut this up a little bit. I talk a lot of shit, say some things that are questionable. So I think it's just better we fast forward a little bit. I'll leave some in. And stay tuned for the next question, which is so good, about repetition. And then stay to the end. So I'm a little worried about that. Oh no, we can go a little more than this. But I'll give you a good take right now. Harris and Walz are, it's going to be a blowout. This isn't even going to be close. It's going to be closer than it should be just because, like, of course. But man, Trump is just so fucking toxic. Anyway, thanks, Dad. Thanks for the call. Call back anytime. Maybe I'll call you later. I'm going to go to the next caller. Wow, okay. You know, if there's an award, you know how there are awards for filmmaking, video making? Well, if there was an award for the most time someone records an entire cut without recording the audio, I would win that award multiple years running. Next caller.
Hey Noah, this is Travis from New York City. My question is about repetition in photography. I've been thinking about my own photography a lot, and I seem to be doing a lot of series that involve shooting the same things over and over again in the same style, sometimes the same place. And that made me think of you because you seem to enjoy doing that as well. And I just wondered if you had any thoughts on why you were drawn to it, and if you ever worry about the viewer and how they'll respond if they're going to see it as boring or repetitive. Um, that's the question. Thanks.
Okay, we're learning why recording outside has some hazards. So we saw the lens fogged up. It wasn't fog rolling in. That was like literally so humid now. And it was cool in my studio. And anyway, let's get to that question. Travis, thank you for that question. It's really interesting. Wrote some notes down here. Now, we're talking about repetition photography. It's something that I do quite a lot. I'm standing in one of the scenes that I photograph quite regularly, called this Lumberland. And I've been photographing this for almost 10 years now. I started my first project every day when I was 19 years old for two reasons. One, it was an interest in digital photography technology. I was shooting film, I was learning film, I was in art school, and I wanted digital camera, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world, and I wanted one. And I thought it would just be a game changer. I thought it would change everything. I wouldn't have to spend money on film, walk to the lab. I could get my results done immediately. It's just, at the time, mind-blowing. So I ended up getting a camera. That camera was very expensive. So one of the ways I was thinking about justifying it was using it every day. I looked around my room and I was like, what can I use? What can I photograph every day that will make this camera pay for itself, essentially, just in usage? And you know, ultimately I settled on my face, not because I like myself that much, but because I knew I would always be with myself. That said, I had recently seen a movie called Smoke with Harvey Keitel, and there was a scene where Harvey Keitel's showing his photo album to his friend. He made a photograph, a composition on the corner of where his store was every day. He's flipping through it. I'm going to play the clip right now. Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike.
I don't know. It just came to me. It's my corner, after all. I mean, it's just one little part of the world, but things take place there, too, just like everywhere else. It's a record of my little spot.
It's kind of overwhelming.
You'll never get it if you don't slow down, my friend.
What do you mean?
I mean, you're going too fast. You're hardly even looking at the pictures.
They're all the same.
They're all the same, but each one is different from every other one. You got your bright mornings and your dark mornings. You got your summer light and your autumn light. You got your weekdays and your weekends. You got your people in overcoats and galoshes, and you got your people in T-shirts and shorts. Sometimes the same people, sometimes different ones. Sometimes the different ones become the same, and the same ones disappear. The earth revolves around the sun, and every day the light from the sun hits the earth at a different angle.
Slow down, huh?
That's what I'd recommend. You know how it is. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Time creeps on its petty pace.
I just loved that movie. I loved that scene. Really resonated with me. I thought it was so powerful. And that was in my head, and it had inspired me to start my everyday project along with the camera. Now, when it comes to whether or not people think these pictures are boring, funny, right? In that scene, the friend, I can't remember his name. Gone over this a million times though. He was like, he thought it was boring. And yeah, generally most people will think it's boring if you're going to do the same thing over and over again, which by the way, we're calling these types of projects diachronic photography. Shit. Just heard a branch crack. Hopefully, there's a hurricane happening right now. We'll be okay though. So, I guess if you're doing it because you love it and because you're passionate about it, doesn't matter what other people are going to think, right? That's certainly with every day. I never thought I'd make money with it. Still never have, really. But I, just was doing it because it was a good idea in my head. That said, I think we do want to be mindful of making good compositions. Like, will that photo stand alone by itself? If you were to just remove it from the series of photographs, like, would someone just want one? Like, if they happen to resonate with how the light and the composition works on that day, is that something that you could sell? Is selling something that is interesting to you, or is it really just about time and subtlety? Those are things to consider. I mean, end of the day, obviously, it's up to you and what you think is the best thing to do. I think that's it, right? I don't know. I have a lot to say on this topic, and I've gone over it in the past, newsletters and other things. We'll come back to it if I miss something. I don't know. I'm sort of distracted because I've done this take 3 times now. The other takes were probably better, and it feels like something's going to hit me in the head. So I'm going to move on. Thank you, Travis. We're going to go to the next caller. Can't remember if I was going left to right or right to left. Anyway, just sort of discovered this. It's a Japanese cedar. It's really beautiful. It's growing really well. Talk more about that some other time. Also why I'm standing here. But I was going to go to the third call. Peter from Germany calls every Friday. It is Friday, and I will say that I do record these a few days in advance, sometimes when I can, just so I can do other stuff and edit or whatever. But I didn't get a call from Peter from Germany. So there's only 2 calls today. That's it. I'm going to play some clips of me doing some stick throwing, or you'll see. Before I do, don't forget, call the hotline. There are some calls still banked. A couple video calls, I know. Andrew will get to it. Stuart in Australia in the dark room. We'll get to you too. But I just went on a different path today. No pun intended. So keep them coming though. If you haven't called and left a message, please do. We appreciate it. And do this stuff. Like, subscribe. See you on the other side next week, maybe. Oh no.
Hello, Noah. It's Peter from Germany again. I am so sorry I'm a bit late this week, but I'm currently on vacation and reception in Croatia is not so good. Your non-vacation video was beautiful. but I do think you deserve one little trip for fun. I like the idea of you in Iceland, for example, floating in the lagoon with a grumpy face.
Okay, take a look at this. My backyard here, this is diagonal 3. We all know that. That's what we call that. And there's a trail through the ferns. Sort of goes a little cold. I know where we are. And once you make it through, past the tree, look at this. It's just all ferns. Never used to be this thick. Look. I'd say it's maybe like an acre of ferns. The woods like surrounding by woods. This, we're gonna play this up. Oh dear, that becomes the pile. Look, everyone knows the wall and the rock and the ring. Right there, there's a ring in the tree. But that wall actually extends